welcome back to Hardly Minding My Business. I'm your girl Dash, aka Dashing D, and I'm on a different device today, so please bear with me if the video is off or I look like I'm looking in the wrong place. It's probably because I am trying to figure out this device and make it work. I feel like I look extra shiny. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out by the next episode. But I'm back. It's February. We are deep into the year now at this point, and there's so much going on in the world. I just hope that everybody is staying well and staying safe, because there is just way too much and it's not good. It isn't. There are things though that are bringing us a little bit of joy and giving us a little break from all of the shenanigans that are going on. Shenanigans is not even the right word. All of the inhumane nonsense that we've been seeing. Your girl has just been trying to live and exist and be peaceful and be mindful and not overwhelm myself. It is so hot in here. And not overwhelm myself, and just kind of, as I said before, I'm trying to get all my ducks in a row. There's some things I want to do. There's some things I want to accomplish. So I've really been focusing on that. But at the same time, I can feel the urge. I am feeling the urge to procrastinate on certain things. I am losing focus a little bit, and I think it's just because there's just so many things going on at the same time. There's so many balls in the air, and my main goal right now is to stay on task. There are things that I would like to do, and just being able to exist in these moments and enjoy my life and live a happy life. I feel like there's a lot to juggle, and I'm just kind of looking in a million different directions, and I'm trying to figure it out. So any pointers you have, do share them in the comments. I'd read Atomic Habits before, a few years ago now, and someone suggested I read it again, and I was like, you know what, that's a great idea. So I think I mentioned last episode that I had started to read it, or I was going to start to read it again. So I've been working my way through that, and it is helpful, I will say, in sort of stacking the small tasks to get to the greater task. That absolutely does help. So I am, trying to power through that. But yeah, I don't want to lose momentum. I don't want to be in a space where I am not accomplishing the things that I would like to. So staying on task is really important right now, and honing in on what I need to do. Also, a friend of mine said about themselves, actually, and not about me, but a friend of mine recently said, that it's important to pay attention to how much you put on your plate, and realize that you don't need everything on your plate at the same time. You need to focus on the things that are most important and getting through that, and then you have better clarity, and the other things fall into place one way or another. That is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to do 500 things, but maybe do, 10 things that are really important, and get those out the way, and then move on to the next thing. So I'm trying. Listen, I'm here. This podcast is coming out one way or another. I made a promise to myself that I would keep up, and I would keep on keeping on, and I have been doing that. So hopefully you guys have caught up. If you have not caught up, or if this is your first time here, please feel free to go back and look at some old episodes and check me out, okay? Also, if you are into pop culture and entertainment, I know we do some of that here, but if you want more of that, you can hop on over to the weeknights YouTube, and I'm over there as well talking about everything under the sun that has to do with entertainment. Also, well, I should plug myself right now. I have been working my way through all of the Best Picture nominees, all films that are nominated for Oscars Best Picture. And I've watched, at this point, I think I've watched 6 of them, and I've reviewed 5 of them on weeknights. So do go check that out if you are interested in movies or you are interested in the Academy Awards in any way. Check that out. Or if you just want to know if there's a movie that I'd recommend, go over there and check it out. Now that we got that out the way, well, I mentioned things going on in the world, and I think it is important to talk about Cardi B right now. She just started her I believe it's called the Little Miss Drama Tour for her Am I the Drama album that she released last year. So, and she has decided that she's going to troll ICE. She basically says on the first day of her tour, she says, listen, if they show up here, we're going to jump them. You know, she said that in jest. She said it in jest. But I think her sentiments are clear. They responded. Everybody's on social media now. This is what I was afraid of. Let me tell you, okay? Years ago, okay? When social media was really new, I was like, remember when Facebook was only for college students? Right around that time when they were toying with the idea of giving everybody access to Facebook, I said, do we want everybody to have a social media account? Like, I don't have a problem with people who are not college students having social media, but what happens when everybody gets it? This is what happens when everybody gets it. And I'm not saying everybody shouldn't have access to it. I'm just saying this is what happens when everybody has access to it. I mean, I don't know, because I don't know. What are they doing? What are they doing on social media? Why? Why? Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. But I thought it was interesting that Cardi B was doing this. In fact, she fell. I think it was last night or the night before, she fell and she blamed it on the government. Like Cardi. One thing about Cardi is an entertaining individual. She will always be entertaining. So that's what she's doing. And I love it. I thought it was so funny. She falls over and she's like, it's the government. Like, okay, girl. Okay. Y'all heard she broke up with her boyfriend? That's the rumor. I don't think anything's been officially confirmed, but it appears that her and Stefan Diggs are over. I don't know what happened. Again, it's not official. It's just a rumor that's been floating around since before the big game that he played in on Sunday. Y'all know the one, the Super Bowl. I've learned since I said a few days ago that I had no idea who was playing, and that was true. But I've learned since then that he plays for the Patriots. I did not know that. And the Patriots were playing against the Seahawks. They did not win. His team did not win. But he posted a little something. It was a cryptic message. Honestly, I read it and I didn't understand why people thought that it meant they broke up. So I'm not reading it here because I don't feel like it was relevant to the conversation. However, she did an interview on a red carpet during Super Bowl weekend where they asked her about if she was excited about him being in the game, and she got really weird and awkward about it. What's that about, Cardi? So maybe they've broken up. They've been together, I think, officially for a year, a little bit over a year, maybe 18 months or something like that. They have a baby together. You know, Cardi just had a baby. Stefan Diggs is the dad. And I think those are the Snapple facts about the two of them. Apparently, according to the New York Post, they have unfollowed each other on social media. And so, you know, people think that that's further confirmation that they are no longer in each other's good graces. I have no idea about this. Although I will say my opinion of it is maybe is for the best. It seems like this guy has a lot going on between other women, other children, and And when I say other children, I mean like other babies. There was speculation that there was another woman pregnant at the same time as Cardi. That's what I mean by that. It just doesn't sound like the situation Cardi needs to be in. It really just doesn't. It doesn't sound like this is what she needs to be doing. Now, I said a long time ago that I wasn't going to talk about Cardi's love life anymore because I feel like Cardi just does whatever the hell she wants to do. And I totally understand. She was married to that other man. Y'all know the one. Bad and bougie. She was married to that man. And I totally understand when you are married to someone, there is more, and you have children with that same someone, there are far more reasons to stick around. So while I wasn't necessarily for it, I understood to a certain extent. But I just feel like Cardi deserves better. But you gotta want better for yourself. So it's none of my business at the end of the day. But if this is not a good situation and if this dude is not a good dude, it's okay. Clean break. Just make sure the baby is taken care of. I'm sure the baby will be well taken care of. I don't have any doubts about that. Cardi speaks about her parenting all the time. I don't think anybody needs to worry about whether her kids will be taken care of or not. So, I don't know. But, I will say that when situations like this happen with this guy and with Offset, it just makes you think, man, you should use contraception because you never know who you're going to end up being tied to for the rest of your life. Or you do. You do know who you're going to end up being tied to for the rest of your life. And some of these dudes you don't want to be. You do not want to be. So we're going to move right on over to the Winter Olympics because apparently those people are making sure they're using condoms. After 3 days, after 3 days of the Winter Olympics, they ran out of condoms. They supplied 10,000 condoms to Olympians in the Olympic Village, and they're all out. It is now day 8 of the Winter Olympics. The Winter Olympics will go for 17 days. There is a condom shortage. They've got to look for condoms. They said condoms are on the way, but they ran out. People are having a lot of sex. I'm not mad at it. Does that affect your game? Are there any Olympians here? Because please put it in, or athletes that compete. Let me know, because this sounds like I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay? Everybody deserves pleasure. I believe that. No judgment. But does this affect y'all's game? Or are y'all just so used to being athletes that it doesn't even matter? Because sex can be a distraction, is all I'm saying. And it seems to be a lot of sex happening at the Olympics over there in Milan, Italy. And good for y'all if you getting it on and you're also at the Olympics. I mean, incredible. Sounds like a blast. Fun. I mean, have your good time. Have it safely. If there are no more condoms being provided from the Winter Village, then you just go. You go wherever you need to go to get more contraception, okay? I wonder how many Plan Bs have been sold. What do y'all think? Because I'm just thinking, if you run out of condoms, not everybody's going to say, hold up, but we don't have any more condoms. Some people are going to say, let's keep it going. And then what? Stay safe, everybody. Stay safe. We got 9 more days of the Olympics, okay? Take care of these people, please. Get them some more condoms. They're using them at rapid rates, okay? Go to Forbes. Go to Forbes.com and look up how many condoms are being used, okay? Because they do the math. They do all of the analytics and they break it down for you. They really do. They basically said that people had to have been having sex at least 2 times a day for this to have happened. I mean, unless people are doing other random things with the condoms, which I think there should be like a percentage shaved off of that, because some of the condoms probably weren't used. They've just been accounted for. People could have the condoms and not actually be using them. I mean, you should, you know, it's a good thing to have some condoms on hand just in case. So maybe that's it. Maybe some people are just like, hey, you never know what could happen. I think I'm gonna go kick it with so-and-so and such and such. Let me just grab some condoms just in case. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything. Let me grab some condoms just in case. That could be it. I don't know. I do not know. By the way, it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to all of those who participate. I come on here every year and talk about how Valentine's Day should really just be about, you know, love for yourself, love for your loved ones. It doesn't matter if you have a significant other or not, but it should just be about, you know, showing love, giving love, receiving love, and that is it. And I stand by that. I think that that is the best way to approach the day. Have your good time. Get your flowers, your chocolates, your whatever it is, whatever your honey gets for you. You know, I think it's super sweet when people show each other love, and there's a lot of public love that happens when Valentine's Day comes. There's a lot of private love too. There's a lot of people not being shown or things not being shown. And you know what? It's for the best. We shouldn't know. But I hope that everyone is having a fantastic Valentine's Day. I hope that you all feel loved and show some love too. I don't think love needs a day. I think you show love every day and you show up every day, and that's just it. That's where it is. And for all the girlies out there, I hope y'all had a good Galentine's Day too, because, you know, again, for those who celebrate. Speaking of Valentine's Day, people have been revisiting this story from 2014 where a man in China bought every other seat at the movies so couples couldn't sit together. That is a whole other level of petty. I don't know why the story is getting traction now, but I've seen this story in multiple places over the last couple of days. And then when I looked closely, I was like, wait a minute, this is from 2014, but also still a funny story, because, sir, why are you so bitter? Who hurt you? Why are you so mad? I wonder what that guy is doing today. I really do. I wonder where he's at. I hope he found love, or at least self-love, you know, because you don't have to do people like that. There is nothing more infuriating than trying to go to the movies. It's better now because of reserved seating, but there's nothing worse than trying to go to the movies and sit next to someone and the seating is all jacked up and inconvenient. A lot of times it's that the seats that you really want are already taken, but you know. So what else do we have to talk about? What I've been watching, just an update on 2 shows that I said I was going to watch. I have started watching them. Cross, the first 3 episodes of Cross are out on Amazon Prime. I love Cross. I loved it last season. I like it this season. I think I already know that I like season 1 better than season 2. A lot has changed in season 2 because of what happened in season 1. And, you know, Cross is working again and not on his wife's case, because that's been dealt with. But Cross is Cross and his girlfriend. All right, I don't want to give too much away. Let's just say I don't like the romantic story that is going on right now. I am frustrated with it. There are 2 women involved. If you know, you know. If you don't know, go watch it. I am frustrated with this situation. And honestly, I don't know what I want the outcome to be. I just know that I don't like what's happening right now. I think Cross is a good man. Look at me. I think Cross is a good man. I think he's a decent man. I think he did a messed up thing. I think he did a really messed up thing. And I do believe he was between a rock and a hard place. But I also don't know if I would have been able to forgive him. So I get that. Okay. You put my life in danger. My life. You're supposed to cherish that and value that. Also, honesty goes a very long way. Even if something happened, even if something is not right, honesty goes a very long way. I might be mad at you for a little bit. Or I might not like what you have to say. I might not like what you're being honest about, but honesty is almost always going to be the better way. I hate when people lie to me. I don't know anyone who wants to be lied to, right? I hate lies. I do not like lies. I don't lie. Like I don't like lies. So I get where the one lady is coming from. She don't like lies either. And that's fine. But I thought they were a great couple last season. So I'm kind of sad about it. But, you know, anyway. And then there's that other lady that I'm like, I don't know about her. Anyway, there's that. There's also Hijack. Hijack shifted gears this season. I don't know how many people are going to like Hijack. And I don't know if Hijack is going to get renewed for a 3rd season, just off of the new storyline. So the plane hijacking is over and now a train is being hijacked. But there's a plot twist in there. I won't give it away since the show just started a couple weeks ago. But I get why people are not that excited about this new season now that I've watched it. I'm continuing to watch it. I want to see the outcome. I think that's really important when it comes to shows like this. I want to see how it plays out and who all the players are. But I don't know. I just feel like I see why they did what they did. I see why the train hijacking is playing out the way it's playing out. But also, I don't know. Something about it is weak. Something about it just doesn't have that same excitement that season 1 had. I'm going to stick with it. I hope it gets better. But this is one of those shows where it doesn't have that many episodes to get better. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a consensus on that, and perhaps we will not see a season 3 of Hijack. And maybe we don't need one if this is the way it's going. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. Idris Elba looks good. I mean, doesn't he always? Y'all know Idris Elba has never really done it for me the way he does it for the girlies. I gotta be honest. He's an attractive man, and I see that. I receive that. And I agree. He's very attractive. He's just like, he's attractive to me because I know that he's attractive, not because I particularly feel like, oh my gosh, look at it. Ooh, Idris. Oh, it doesn't get me all hot and bothered. Not the way Morris Chestnut does. I mean, Morris Chestnut. Y'all know I love me some Mo, okay? No disrespect to his wife. All right, well, that's really all I have. I wanted to have a conversation about Target. I don't really have too much to say on the subject. I've been seeing a lot of chatter on the internet, people asking, are we shopping there? Are we not? I understand that, people try to do things in groups and as collectives because that is what makes the most sense. And if we all, and I do mean all, did the same thing, it would have great impact. I also think that the people who stopped shopping at Target have made a very strong impact on Target's bottom line. We saw the numbers drop. We saw their stock plummet. We saw a lot of things happen last year to show us that you can't mess with the black dollar. If you do, you will suffer. I believe they're under new leadership now, and they're trying to shift gears and kind of bring things back. I will say I have been in Target recently. They do have the Black History Month display back like they used to. Okay. And so it appears that they're trying to course correct, but there is this public shaming of people. You gotta like go to Target in secret if you're Black. And if you don't, and you double down on shopping there, people are upset with you. I would just say, you don't know everybody's situation, and you don't know everybody's proximity to what they need. People are making assumptions that if you have one thing, you should have the other. Like, New York is a place where you can access a lot of local businesses that will get you what you need without going to like a big box store. That is absolutely true. Everybody doesn't live in a place like that. I think you should make your own assessment of the situation and do what you think is right and just and important. Do what you feel is right, and whatever you feel you need to do to sleep at night. So tweet of the week, it's post of the week. I'm not going to call it tweet of the week anymore, but post of the week is from Thinkology Official. And the post says, "I'm in love with this quote." And I am actually in love with the quote too. It says, "If you can overthink the worst, why can't you overthink the best?" This is something I needed to see. I am a chronic overthinker. I overthink everything. And sometimes overthink to the point of self-doubt, psyching myself out of things, just self-sabotage. Not always, but definitely sometimes. And I have been working on trying to reframe my thinking so that I let in the idea that things can and will turn out well. I think that's something that I have to keep restating to myself, about life, and, everything that life throws at me is, yeah, really important to do so. So I encourage you, if you are a chronic overthinker, to overthink the good outcomes just as much as you would overthink the bad ones. And that's what I'll leave you with. Until next time. Bye.